found a big clue. I found a big clue. Would you look at that? I found a big clue. I don't know other than probably I'll be saying I found a big clue over and over again. So that might be all I do this whole um live stream is say I found a big clue. And would you look at that? We have a mystery to solve. I found a big clue. It rained last night, and I had done my laundry yesterday, and I had this like big ass blanket, like um, it's humongous, and so I hung it out on the clothesline after like all of my other clothes, and I had seen it was kind of cloudy during the day, and I looked, and the weather report said um, there was maybe a 15% chance of rain. 15. So I didn't think that it was gonna rain, and let alone then it was pouring last night. So, and you know what? It's still on the clothesline now, and it says there's not even a 20% chance of rain tonight. So I'm just gonna leave it out there again. I found a big clue. As you can tell, I found a big clue is like in my head right now. I found a big clue. Yeah, so that like inspired me to go on YouTube live, put in live, and where it said description because I have the like an it'll on lots of my live streams you'll see it says I think this rules or this is gonna rule because that's just the automatic that it's set up like there. So if I like go, you see where it's a live stream and it says like I found a big clue. You know that's some serious shit that it took me to actually put in the description instead of letting the automatic one go. So it's serious. I found a big clue. see, like, if you go on my Instagram, what do you see? If you go on that TikTok, which sucks, you will see. And you know what? You know what we're gonna do right now? What we're gonna do right now? We're going to, because here it is. We're gonna share it to Snapchat. And you know what? I hate Snapchat. Snapchat is for fucking teenagers. But it does have that cool effect where you can do this shit. And make the kaleidoscope. Other than that, sucks. And some. Before I deleted that shitty grinder, there was some dude, get this, he couldn't send any nude pictures because those were only on his Snapchat. Girl! Girl. Needless to say, after talking to that person, I had deleted that app for good now. And it's like, and that was the pictures you had? That was it? You saved those? Girl, it's raining. I can hear it. I was gonna do an impression, but it would probably get me canceled. And people would be straight up hating. I had this short that was um I can't believe that it stayed up for the amount of few days it did have, but I set it to where it was you had to be at least 18 to watch it. But not yesterday, but the day before that, I just had this feeling, not because oh that's wrong. It was like I don't want to get my YouTube shut down. That's I've done that. I've been doing that since YouTube started. Um, so I thought I'm just gonna make that private so no one sees it. I still think it's funny and cool, but so I go to see, and then I see video removed. Like, oh, like I knew it. And you would think if I was in charge of the company and I was gonna have the video would be removed, that would mean you couldn't see it anymore at all. Because I thought, like, oh shit, my video's removed. Right, it's gone now. It's it's not gone. It's just not showed. But the the video still shows. Thanks for YouTube not completely deleting it, because if they wouldn't have done that, then the video would have been gone. But since they have that great option, then you can screen record it, and the video is now there forever. Because then once you've saved it and made sure of it, it will and if they wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have been able to create the little 2 minute long piece that I was able to because of YouTube keeping the option to where it still shows you your videos that have been removed, but you can still see it yourself. Which, it's like, because you did that, I was able to. That would be something that would probably piss a whole lot of people off. Like if that was me and I like was actually that shouldn't be that should be gone. That should not be allowed. But since these companies are all about money, of course the video is still there. It's like it's when I saw that it was removed because it shows that it's blanked out, but then you touched it, it's like, oh, there it is, right there, all of it, the whole thing. So I found a big clue, but and regarding that video of that matter that I'm talking about, I got because I didn't, it wasn't on anything else except only YouTube. But they have this thing to where if you want to save your video, it like lets you save it, but when it's saved, it ends up like this, you know, and failed to play video. But all you have to do is screen record it and then you have it right there. And so, and I was going through all of my because the your content on YouTube, you need to have, what is it? This YouTube design some studio to where you, if you want to get to like all of your information about the, if there's a copyright, it'll say what what it is and how you can take action against it. And so I've been going through them, and like all my cat videos, like ones that got music playing where it has copyrights, there's options where you can um, appeal to the whatever, and then you see you it goes through all these steps where you click shit, you write shit in, where it says that the whoever the claim has filed the claim, they will now see, and they're gonna like rule on your video if it's still gonna be blocked worldwide or. And I also, when I was going through that, I went to my channel. That's it. It's actually the longest channel I've had because it was my first backup channel. After all of those one accounts had been suspended, so it was always the one. and I approved some comments that because I haven't been on that one in a long time, and some people from left comments 5 years ago. It's like, and they're getting a response, and then lots of the videos is like, oh, I don't like that video. That was very douchey and like the you would never see me these days insulting or talking shit on the elusive Chanteuse MC Mimi because I've always been a fan of hers. But I went when I saw the Adventures of Mimi tour, um I was like in a really judgy mood, and so I like put out like some little like videos, and this was back when the the phone footage would be really pixelated and like not good and not that long, and there was like the hate that I was getting from those videos back then. People were like getting so mad. Someone even told me that I should go and kill myself, that I was a piece of shit. So there was like, I to this day I don't like that I had the Glitter VHS because I went and saw Glitter in the theater, loved Glitter, still love Glitter, and the album was always great. I always loved Glitter, but in those days, like I was really active with the creating of videos on my YouTube, like big time. So I was like wanting to make some content, and I had things, something I ruined and destroyed. It was now it's like that was a fucking collector's item, but I had the Glitter VHS, and I made a video where I smashed it with a hammer. That was really stupid. Sure, I got the Glitter DVD, but ruining my stuff and talking, it was just not cute. And someone had in a comment, and this was from over 5 years ago, said something. You're probably a closet fan. So then I approved the comment and also said, I've always been a huge MC fan. I'm a fucking lamb. And I'm embarrassed of these videos. And I will am a fan. And I posted because also that channel doesn't have like any like community posts where you couldn't do anything like that. But I posted a post saying this channel will never post anything hateful on MC ever again. And I said, and I apologize to you, the elusive Chanteuse, for being like a real douche. Even some of those videos were with I think I got some of the videos recorded from my um, Razor phone, and that was when sometimes seconds of pixelated video was all you could get. But yeah, so that channel, and I changed the description. But that's I was seeing what's his name, Rich Lux. Where he says he's been on YouTube forever and all that, and then I go and look at his channel, the oldest video, 10 years ago. Girl, that's not that long. I was on YouTube when you picked the color of the font, when you picked the color of the font of the links, the boxes that when you designed every aspect of your channel and had to go inside and put the little codes in. It was, but back then it looked really cool. You could have every single thing on the YouTube. You picked it, color, the design, the background, all yourself. Then when Google had bought it and ruined it, then there was the standard how it is. You couldn't pick anything anymore. You It became so boring, and for a while that it was at least over a year when people out there remember when there was a time on YouTube when comments you couldn't, it wouldn't let you. And then as you see how YouTube is now, it's all basic. There is no picking the border color of the and the font style, and back back then was if if your video got removed, it was removed on. You never saw it again. Your channel got suspended. It was gone. That's it. Now the way YouTube is all basic, and if the video is removed, sure it's removed, but there's still a way for it to be seen. Like if they truly wanted something that was deemed offensible or offensive, there should not be a way for it to be viewed ever again, especially to the person who uploaded it. Because like this channel, how it's XXX blasted, that's not because it's for like smut. It's because X was I got they closed the account, so I came back as an X, and it happened 3 times. And those videos, and some of them were, I think it was the before my channel had come back and been back. It was the video about that had the Tabitha's salon takeover, and NBC had filed a copyright. They did something to where that whole channel was now gone. You couldn't do anything. Like it was like you, it was it was done, over, null and void. No, like, oh hey, I need help with my account. It You had to start a new one, and and it was that video, Muffin Top. I knew that if you're putting a tag, that could be getting your video, putting of the label on it and where it's gonna be seen and underneath that topic. So those Bravo um, does does not like their content being used at all. And any J Lo videos, like if you tried to put the her singing "This Is Me Now" at Saturday Night Live, putting that footage up, you are it's gonna be removed because you've got a copyright, most likely. And so that's like, because there's lots of copyright where I'm not in trouble for it. It's just letting me know that the people who have the rights of it have seen it, and it's known, and they're telling me that that's ours, bitch. But you can use it. Then there's the ones where this is ours, you're not using it, and it's not being shown to anybody. But what is bizarre is when I've seen stuff where it has my songs in it and there's a copyright. It's like, um, I didn't need to give myself permission to use that because I have the actual file of the song on my phone. I didn't need to get permission from myself. But um, and something that I don't get is that I will have gotten the music on some other social media site and added it to a video, and then another, like YouTube, will have a problem saying that it's like this is offered on these other things to put the it doesn't make sense. It's like if it's all linked to the same shit to where it has that official artist who's on there. So why is it okay with one and not with another one? It makes me go like this. Wheelchair Rapunzel. I'm very disappointed in her. She is not the disabled baddie that she um put the. She, she's a fucking predator, is what she is. And her putting a video out and not taking accountability for everything, and if she wasn't in a wheelchair, they would have put her ass in jail. But the jail did not have what was they couldn't handle. They weren't. It wouldn't have worked well with her wheelchair, so she didn't have to go to jail and got a misdemeanor. She asked and had a 13-year-old asked to give her a bath and then to buy her beer. In her video, she did not address where she asked the teenager to buy her beer. Bitch, if you're gonna be talking all that, but you're gonna leave that out, and she, her being in a wheelchair saved her ass from being thrown in jail like the predator she is and like she should have been. It's like, bitch, so what? You're in a wheelchair. You need to be locked up. But because she was in a wheelchair and requires certain needs, and the jail didn't have that, so then it was like, okay, well, since the jail can't doesn't have what you need, you can go. That's some bullshit. I don't give a fuck if you're a predator. You're a predator. If you're a someone who can walk, who's able-bodied, you're a fucking predator. If you're in a wheelchair and you're a predator, you're still a fucking predator. Being in a wheelchair doesn't give you a pass, but it gave her a pass in getting out of jail, which is sick. I do want to see the video footage of her um, flying around a parking lot in her wheelchair, like all drunk. That's a disabled baddie. And her only fans, which she deleted because of all of this, and her only, not her only fans, her GoFundMe scams she's been pulling on people. She's not the girl boss. She's a fucking predator who did not take accountability in her video, and she had this smug attitude in the video that was really um, it was really showing her true self, that she's a selfish bitch who has been known to go to the nightclub when her baby was in the NICU. Who does that? Who does that? And the exploiting of her child she does. What was really more disturbing was I saw on Facebook what someone had put about the picture she posts of her child on why she shouldn't do it, and because I didn't, wasn't aware of the sick things that weirdos will do out there, and with pictures of kids online, what they can be used as. And someone had said that they tell her, and it's been explained to her numerous times, of she why she shouldn't be doing that. And she says, but you willingly, knowing that people have said that, but still continuing to post them anyways. And this person says, I'm starting to think that there's something nefarious going on. And that struck me as, like, you know what? I think she's right, because why are you going to do something when you know that it can be exploited, like, very dangerously, but you're going to keep doing that? And it's pictures of your child. And I've seen, like, she, like, she doesn't give a shit. And it's like, that is predator behaviors. And that's pretty sad, because in one of my songs, there is a direct line that I got. I got it from Wheelchair Rapunzel. And she's a fucking predator, so that's like, oh no. And the song is Ranch. And Ranch is what I'd say one of my happiest of all the songs. But it's and it's the opening line to Ranch, and it's Ranch is better than boys. I got that because 7 years ago or so, I saw Wheelchair Rapunzel was selling shirts, and one of them said, Ranch is better than boys. So the song Ranch, it's all about ranch, starts out with Ranch is better than boys. And then just goes, there isn't any talk about Wheelchair Rapunzel in it, but that wasn't I didn't come with that from my mind. I saw Wheelchair Rapunzel shirts that said that. So that became one of the things like listed like as all the pro things for ranch. But I'm glad that I didn't say that's what Wheelchair Rapunzel says, because then I would have to edit that and like, but but it's actually more just like a statement. And I know that when Ranch came out as sing the single, and that was over 2 years ago, she hadn't been like become the full alcoholic that she is now. Her ways were kind of shady at the time, but there's no way in hell that these days I would ever take anything that Wheelchair Rapunzel would say and put it in a song. And I'm not um, being an ableist or being an ableism. She's a fucking predator who got out of going to jail because she's in a wheelchair because the jail couldn't take her wheelchair. If you ask me, that's some bullshit. But she ain't no baddie anymore. And also hearing of, I remember when she was talking about needing a van and all that, but I never knew that there was a GoFundMe and lots of people donated for this van she was supposed to get. But then come to it, she never got a van and never talked about a van or anything ever again. And so all those people that donated to her cause, because that was when it wasn't her grifting ways weren't like known. But the last GoFundMe was she was escaping from Florida from a domestic violence situation and needed a place. The truth was she had a warrant out for the asking the 13-year-old to bathe her and get her alcohol, and she fled the state and then post the GoFundMe talking about being a single mom and the domestic violence she's trying to get away from. It's like, bitch. You were evicted from your apartment because the mother of the 13-year-old went to the cops and complained about you. And now, and that happened, I think, in April or so. But there she is, getting just a misdemeanor and not having to do the jail time because the facility could not handle her wheelchair. Girl, that ain't a baddie. That's a predator. That is not a baddie. If she wasn't white and blonde, that just oh, I saw, what was it? Jamie Lee Curtis. She had to be high or something like that to be like that broken up and in tears. And like who was it that she was from the Real Housewives of Dallas. Brandy, the redhead, hosted this video where she was like crying and almost like losing her shit. It's like, I haven't seen you post anything in a long time, and this is what got you so upset, girl. Girl. And yeah, he's not a character or creator on here that I've seen, or and recently people talking shit on, is that entertainment character Sloan. I first discovered his videos a few years ago, and it was he was talking shit about Jamie Lynn Spears, and that was where I like first saw him, and like, okay, that his was I actually watched the whole video, and the video was long, and he I don't know where he lived at the time, but I know that he didn't live in L.A. where he lives now, and his channel was like always kind of serious, but now I see like all this stuff to where it's his his content is not what it was from a few years ago, but seeing this one character, this dude who was groomed by that Ballinger predator, a video of him saying that Sloan character gave him a fake ID for, going getting drunk and all that. that's that's not good behavior. You know what a good behavior is? I was a hot 23-year-old in the AOL chat rooms, and anyone who'd been in the AOL chat rooms back in the days knows um, how things were, and everyone knows like how old people were. And I was 23 years old, and there was this one guy. We would have at the time, Glitter was out, and we always would talk about Mariah and stuff like that. But the chat room I had met him in was the Inland Empire M4M, and the chat rooms, I think they would only have like 32 people were allowed to be in the chat rooms, and that was it. And for in 2001, there was no Grinder. There were AOL chat rooms, and there was this dude that I had been talking to. Like we had like talked all the time, but when we had first began chatting, because we had met in the chat room, he he was 17 years old, and he always was wanting to hook up, and I made it clear to him from the get-go, I will be your friend, but you are underage, and I will never do anything. I That's not ever gonna happen. And so like then he the there was never any more chat about um, him like wanting if I would do anything. But what was kind of a little disturbing was in the chat room, he was in the chat, and this one guy was in the chat. And I didn't know that the young dude, he had said something, and then I had said something, and then he wrote something in the chat room, goes to I am, and says something like, yeah, the dude with the tongue ring. And it from what he said, it was clear that he had done something with that dude. And but it then I knew, like, okay, that dude had no problem getting it on with someone underage. So I thought, like, that's not good. But the guy who was underage, that's what I made clear. And this was 2001, AOL chat rooms, that if you're underage and I will be your friend, but there is not going to be anything else. I don't roll like that. And but no, she's a weirdo. Someone who's not a weirdo is never gonna have any history where it could be seen like, oh, look at this. You were talking to this person who said that they were this age, and you continued to talk to them. There were never any pictures or anything exchanged with that dude. I wonder what happened to him. And there was like this dude in New York. We'd always chat, and I remember when September 11th happened because he lived in New York, and I asked him how things were, and he said that I remember him said they took my towers, and he said he could see them out the window of his apartment. The last time I had spoke to him was I think it like in 2006 or 7. TikTok needs to get like banned because it's especially these last months. It's just I haven't recharged on TikTok in ages. The fact that I actually would get coins, it's kind of embarrassing to admit. But there are the good creators on there like Luna the doll, Beans. So like sending them gifts and Beto, he's here on YouTube. I like Beto does not like meerkats in the lunchroom. But Luna the doll, she doesn't call them the meerkats. There's no rodents. So like get the rodent out. I don't know if Beans is on YouTube. I know he's on Twitch. But and Winston the cat on TikTok. It was his it was the day before Halloween. I first saw his live stream, and he was walking with his with two of his cats, Leonard and Clementine, and he was saying that he was getting them ready to take them out trick or treating the next day on Halloween night. And I was in that live, and I was like, oh, like, and it was um, pretty cool. I've never seen someone like walking their cats before, and he had them in like these little carriers with these little cowboy hats on, and then the next day when it was Halloween and they were they actually did go trick or treating, and that's how I spent my Halloween, watching his live where he took his cats trick or treating, and I thought it was like um cool. I thought it was cool, and I like being able to send spooky kitties, and that's why I would get coins. And to send you Gina Cooney, the baby dragon, and the hand hearts, and the dancing flowers. Yeah, and that's since on TikTok she hasn't been able to go live. And when I the first time I got any coins ever was was in her live, like, what the fuck is all this? What's going on here? And but she has been restricted, and like she can still post shit, but she can't go live. She can't have the community on there, and there's no she can't give or get gifts, and so it's like, and the amount of TikTok was never political before. TikTok has become racist as hell, like big time. And I don't know what the algorithm was enough to make me. I had liked something where it was some post about someone like get, someone who got dumped and like totally shit on and fucked over, and then everything I would see would be like that type of shit every time. It's like I don't, because then I started thinking about shit that I didn't want to think about, and that would be like every. So then it was like, okay, I don't want to go on TikTok and see that shit, and th- then it's been all these like bigots and shit that's doing this cringy shit where they're all copying, doing the same thing over and over again. I'm all into doing the same thing over and over again, but if it's by like the same person doing it, not everybody else who is doing that same thing, it's like, come on. Pick your own thing and do that over and over again. Don't do some shit that every other asshole is doing, and the copying and pasting of some shitty bunk text and recording yourself on that kind of bullshit. But I've noticed their comments on they're easing up with every comment being reported in violations. But I have seen that a comment that says just big letters, you dumb cunt, gets reported, but then it gets I appeal it, and then it's appeal approved, appeal approved. But I've noticed if I put that picture and like said something, the appeal is not approved. So now I know, just put the picture and don't say anything else, because if it gets like reported, if I add something to it, it will not get appealed. If I just let it, the picture go on itself, appeal approved. Appeal approved. So I gotta go now. I found a big clue. Would you look at that?